All right. Hello, everybody. We're going to make Tammy host here. Make host. Yes, please. Okay. So before we get started, hello. I just want to remind you guys that I got some exciting news. I don't know if you guys saw my post on Facebook earlier. My new Facebook, and I did a post on Instagram as well, that the original Facebook lives that I started doing way back when, 5 years ago or something like that, the free live readings, weekly free live readings. We're going to bring those back until Christmas, or until the new year, I should say. I've been getting a whole bunch of information coming through in my meditations recently, and I highly recommend that you guys get up in the morning earlier so that you can do your meditation, because that's when I'm finding that if you don't get the information, or the information comes through as thought, right? If you don't get the thought, the information, the alignment, it tells you where to go for the next step. What you'll find is when you do meditation in a regular basis, you will find yourself in the right place at the right time more often. It's kind of like why I have this new microphone and camera. I wasn't expecting to get one yesterday. I just happened to be in Memory Express with my son getting his computer, and everything lined up, and here we go. So yes, I wanted to, holy, the energy strong. I can't even think for myself. Sorry, you guys. I wanted to remind you guys about that and let you know that I have a new Facebook page. It is Real Tracy Horsman Medium. REAL. You have to type that in because they still are censoring me a little bit and making it a little bit difficult for you to find it, but that's okay. We're going to do this. The big guy said to start it over again and do this again. So as soon as that page reaches 500 likes, then we are going to start the free weekly live readings again. And we'll do them on Tuesdays. So the members readings will probably get moved back to 11 a.m. and the free readings would be after that at like 1. Okay, so that's all I really have to say, other than there's something happened, you guys, last night. I don't know what it was, but there's definite change in the air. As a psychic medium, it's unmistakable. If I can feel energy differently than other people, or if more like hypersensitive to energy than other people, I guess, all I can tell you is that there was some kind of veil that was lifted, or some kind of something roadblock that was taken away. It feels like the only way I can describe it is if I woke up feeling like it's Christmas Eve. Like I even had energy to like put more effort into curling my hair and stuff. There's this energy of the war is almost over. And I hope you know what I mean by that. I can't go into too much detail, but it's almost over. Okay, so Steph, I'm gonna read you first because your grandma's so loud in my ear I can't even like handle it. So let's start with you. All righty. And I'm going right to her. She's like, put those cards down. It's my turn. Okay, both feet flat on the floor, hun. Let's do this.
Yep.
I want you to close your eyes, and then I want you to take a deep breath, picturing that deep breath starting at your big toe, slowly pulling it all the way up through your body, and I want you to blow it straight towards me and give me a minute to focus. Okay, so I laugh because these microphone and stuff is so sensitive. I can hear your TV in the other room. I was joking.
I actually just turned it off. I'm like thinking about it in the background while I'm doing that. I'm like, shh, TV.
I can hear it, right? I started giggling, but that's okay. See, yeah, because that's not an accident. Your grandma's with your kids right now. She's very much watching over your kids. Remember, before we started recording, we were talking about your daughter and some of the health stuff she's been through recently, and your grandma was showing me putting the white blanket around her shoulders. That's how I knew she was doing better, because grandma was saying, we got this licked, like she's gonna hook you up, like we got this fixed. You know what to do now to get to where you need to go. So this down, but she was showing me French braids. As soon as we did that grounding exercise, I saw French braids, like clear as day, 2 French braids going down the back of my hair. Did one of, I feel like I'm learning to French braid, or somebody just French braided something, or you just like there's a learning to do something. I don't know what
I
this
don't know
is.
how to French braid at all. And I occasionally put Mila's hair up in pigtails, and it's so long that I actually thought I need to figure out how to braid those things. Like,
That's so hilarious.
yeah.
This is what she's showing me. It's actually easier than you think. Can you braid?
Yeah, I can braid. Yeah.
So it's really easy. As you braid, you just start with the top and you just take a little bit from the side for this piece and then a little bit for this piece. And every time you go to switch it over, you just take a little bit more hair
Hmm.
and just practice. I'm telling you, I'm not sure why she's showing you that though. Well, part of it is that she's validating that she's with you because there's no way I
Yeah.
could know that. And that's something that you're thinking about here. And what was she just saying to you right before she showed me that was that she's with your daughter who's had some
Yeah.
health issues recently.
Hmm. But she eats her hair all the time too. And as soon as she gets up in the morning, we have to put it up in a ponytail because she just eats it. And we're like, only have a few options. So I understand why she's like, braid her hair.
Your grandma's like, braid it, put her in some braids. It's so pretty. Don't you dare
Yeah.
cut it. She's saying, don't you dare
No,
cut it. That's why it feels like I'm learning to braid. That's so funny because I know how to French braid. I've known how to French braid since I was like 12 and figured it out on my own head. I could French braid my own hair before I could French braid somebody else's.
that's impressive.
I had to learn, right? But it's weird because I can feel the learning of it. Slow that down. She's bringing your grandfather forward, and I feel like she just gave him the rose, which is my symbol for birthday, anniversary, or something that happens once a year. Maybe it's not your, maybe they're wishing the father figure here a birthday. So is this your dad's parents that is
Yeah.
coming through? Is it your dad's birthday or anniversary that just passed or is coming up?
December is his anniversary, and then January is his birthday.
There's something before that. They're wanting to talk about the birthday that's coming up at the end of October, beginning of November. Birthday, anniversary, something like that. And it feels like they're around the father figure. So if this is not your dad, it could be your grandfather because she was bringing him forward.
Mm. I'd have to ask about that. I don't even remember what his birthday was.
He smells really good. I got to say, I can smell cologne, like men's
Yeah.
cologne. Do you remember that about him?
Not really, but he always looked good. Like he always kept
That's
himself together.
he's still together on that side. I'm telling you, he's
Yeah.
all dressed up. I can smell the cologne. He's looking good. He's feeling
Yeah.
good. He doesn't usually come through, so he's taken this moment to come through. It's so funny. He just patted his belly. He goes, "Don't forget to tell her that there's like no fat up here. None. I don't have no belly." He's like showing me how strong he is, how fit he is. He's like really loving this. I don't know if he spent a little bit of his life with a bit of a belly. He doesn't feel extremely fat, but I feel
Mm-mm.
like aware, maybe because he liked to look good, I'm not sure, but he's very aware of having like a little bit of a belly that he no longer has on that side, gotta say.
Mm.
He's talking about everybody getting together for the holidays. He's putting the white blanket around your dad's shoulders, which is my symbol for watching over somebody who has health or stress issues. And I'm seeing this. So the hands going together and coming apart is a symbol of struggle or challenge in a relationship. But when they come together like this, and I see that wrapping the way they are, that's like healing or a deepening of the bond, so to speak, or a coming back together kind of thing. Do you understand what he's trying to say? Is your dad a distance or a space away from you?
No, he's like 15 minutes. It depends on which dad, though. Remember, I got lots of dads.
Okay, well, so I'll give you the signs and symbols that he's bringing forward again, and then
Oh,
you put these where they go, okay?
okay.
Because he's stepping forward, he's putting the white blanket. So, first of all, this is the parent of the father figure. So, whoever the grandmother that we usually speak to, she's not
Yeah.
validating how she died because we've been
So
speaking
that
for
their
years.
son lives like 15 minutes away from me.
But she's showing me this. Every time you say that, I still see this. So I'm with the right dad. So again, there's a deepening of a bond or a coming together or something around the holidays. But what's interesting is she keeps putting, or they keep putting, it's funny, she's taken over because she said he can't communicate very well. So
That's
um,
that's not uncommon.
Because there's something about the white blanket that they were putting around his shoulders. Now, remember, that means health or stress issues. It's almost as if this has separated him from being able to connect with the family the way that he needs to, or something like this.
You know what, Tracy? I actually think it's because not really health issues, maybe stress, because we've kind of just overcome like the finding out about my, my biological father and stuff. And I think he thought that that was going to cause a big wedge between us, but I think he's starting to realize now that that's not. So we're getting closer. Maybe that's what keeps
Oh,
me.
you know what? I see. You got to understand that I read for so many people that I forget your stories sometimes.
Yeah.
I totally forgot about all that. That makes total sense with what
Yeah.
he's showing me or with what they're showing me. Because his dad is stepping forward and showing me that he's proud of him, proud of both of you for the deepening of the bond, the
Mhm.
coming together, the
Yeah.
bridging of that distance or space. And as you remind me of that story, that you found out you had a different biological dad and stuff, that makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
And I think his dad is wanting to take a minute and let him know that he's really proud of your dad for the way that he handled that. And really
Yeah.
proud of all of you. There's some really exciting stuff coming up around Christmas time, I got to tell you. I don't know what it is exactly, but I see Santa and the sleigh, like you're going on a sleigh ride or something, like a real one. Do you do that with the kids? I've never seen this before in my visions, and I've never taken my kids on a sleigh ride, but I'm literally seeing like a giant sleigh ride or something with hay and
No.
your grandma's funny. She's strict. She goes, "Did I stutter, Tracy? I know what I'm talking about. Don't question me. Just because it doesn't make sense yet. It will. We've been here before."
Yeah,
Like,
it always does. Later on, I'll be like, oh yeah.
you know what's gonna happen is somebody's gonna be like, "Hey, guess what? They're doing sleigh rides in town," and you're gonna find out about it like a week or two that you have to sign up early or some I don't know
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
alignments. All I
But I think
know,
they're all coming here for Christmas. So, like to my house, I mean, so that's we probably all will be together.
well, yeah, because they were showing everybody coming together around the
Yeah.
holidays, the deepening of the bond, your dad coming, something about sleigh rides, hot chocolate. There's a bigger celebration than you can even imagine. Ah, that's why I had to go to you first because you match the energy. Did you guys hear anything change? That was weird.
No.
Oh my goodness. Okay, sorry. That freaking my
Never a dull moment, eh?
my microphone just turned all the way up and I just heard myself in my head like okay, spirit, don't touch the microphone, please. You saw my hands were here, right?
Yeah.
Okay. To see now they're turning it down. Stop playing with it. I'm gonna put my hands behind my back. Goodness sake. Because what they're talking about is that she's so in my head. Give me a second. Whose speakers are on? Zena, is that you? Can you mute yourself for me, please?
Whoop.
I told you spirit's being funky right now.
Yeah, they are. Yeah.
Because your grandma wasn't finished and I was starting to pull back, right? So this is my life, you guys. I'm haunted. Sorry. Because what she wanted to say is that you've been through a really tough energy for a while now. Did you hear what I said in the beginning of this? That we're almost through the war. The war is almost over.
Yeah.
And we've each of us have been going through a little bit of a war in our own personal lives, right? And where you are right now, you are almost through. You're at the very end of that journey before all of the goodness starts coming in. And you've done a really good job of being able to prioritize your joy, even amidst great challenge. And it's because of that that you have gone so fast through these stages, and that it's like you are skipping ahead of a bunch of unnecessary steps, like what we were talking about ahead of time. You could
Right.
buckle down and try to do it the way that they say you have to do it, or you can just do
Right.
it the way you need to and save yourself months of time and effort. Do you know what I
Right.
mean?
Totally. Yeah.
And I think it's you learning to do that has lifted you out of that third dimension. And I really feel like you're starting to live more in the fifth dimension of connection. And so life is getting really easy and good. And
Yeah.
that's why
I
you're,
rely on that connection quite a bit.
That's why your grandma's like, that's why I said you just got to put her hair in like braids. I'm right there with you. If I was there, I'd be saying braid that kid's hair.
Yeah.
Something about for pictures as well.
Oh, it's hockey pictures today for the boys.
That's so funny. She's like, braid her hair for the pictures because she'll be in some of them as well. Even if it's not like professional, her and professional hockey pictures, it feels like you're going to be taking like a group family picture or something like that. She's like, braid her hair.
It's possible. Yeah. Well, and
And
this is around the time of the year that we get family pictures too. So
she loves the boys' hockey pictures this year, though. Did one get up? I feel like he skipped a grade or something. I don't know what that means.
one of the boys doesn't play in town anymore for hockey. He's actually in a higher level in a different town. That's probably what it is.
Because I have no experience with hockey, so all I can tell you is what it feels like, and it feels like
Yeah.
I jumped ahead. Like
That's
know
what
I
it
mean?
was. Yeah. Yeah.
So that's why she's like, you ain't moving back until we acknowledge all of the kids. She's with all of the kids. She's like, we'll be here all day if I name all of them by name. She's
Yes, we
teasing.
will
She's
be.
teasing.
It's the same for her.
Trouble, Grandma. Please know she's with you. She loves you so much, and she's really excited about these things these. I don't want to say changes. I want to say routines that you've been able to develop. You saw my thing this morning, didn't you? Discipline equals freedom.
Yeah, I loved it actually.
I feel like that has totally changed your life over the last couple of years. You have really developed some discipline in your world that has opened up so many more freedoms than you ever thought possible. But just know that's a drop in the bucket, according to what she says as to what's coming up for you guys.
Well, that's good.
Okay. Now she's pulling her energy back. As
Thank you, Tracy.
she gave you green peas? Peas in the pod? 2 peas in a pod? I don't know what that means. Oh, you and your husband, I think. 2 peas in a pod. I don't know what that means. I saw literally peas.
It was probably because he was leaving as you were talking and he was being a turd. And I was like, get out of here. And I think he was trying to see if my grandma would pick up on it. Like he was being really perverted.
He just wanted to see if that's exactly. She's like 2 peas in a pod. You are 2 peas in a that.
I would have done the same thing to him. So that makes sense.
Oh my gosh. So she's there. She's not going to get me to say something perverted on there. Thank
No,
God. See, she's very nice. Some people do. Have a great
Thank you,
rest of your
Tracy.
day, Steph.
You too.
Okay. Amanda, let's go to you now.
Hi.
How are you doing?
Good.
Good. I'm just feeling the energy around you. It's interesting. It's a little numb today.
Yeah, it's kind of how I feel.
Yeah, I can feel it. It feels, because not me, I'm not numb. I'm all hyped up, hair curled. Like, that's weird. So I'm not numb, and you're not numb. I don't want to say you're numb, but it's kind of like, almost like I'm in a tunnel. Like I'm here and I can feel things going on around me, but a little bit like, I don't know how to explain
I feel like today, yeah, definitely. I'm just like not wanting to participate in like anything. I'm just like, ugh, I want to just go back to bed. I'm fine. Like I feel good. I'm just kind of like, ugh.
Interesting. I'm getting information already. It's both your grandmother too. It's funny. After I've read for you so many times, they stop giving you messages like, this is how I died. This is who I am. This is, things like that. And they jump right into, this is what's going on in your life. Let's talk about this. Let's go into this. So forgive me for that. She's like, when I said that, she goes, well, who else do you think she wants to talk to? We were the closest. Like, you don't have a lot of dead people on that side that you know really well. Do you know that, or do you understand that?
Yeah, there's like, there's 2. And she was like my closest everything.
When you said 2, the other person is a younger person, it feels like, and that person tried to step forward and she goes, no, there's only one. You back up.
No, it's usually my grandfather.
That would make sense.
But he usually does hang back. Yeah.
Like she's bossing him around, you see. Like as soon as you said 2, the energy started to step forward. She's like, you back. And it feels like he's younger by the bossiness that she has, the authority she has over that person. So if you
He
say
was
that's his
definitely
wife
much
or that would
calmer.
be her husband, that would make sense.
No, they're actually not.
So that's not even her husband. It's grandma on this side and
No.
grandpa on that side.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
hilarious. As soon as I said husband, I felt you and her go, eh. Oh my goodness. All I
Yeah.
can do is tell you what I feel. Okay. So jump right in because she's like, are we going to talk about this or are we going to talk about what I want to talk about? Okay. Ready to do this?
Yes.
All right. Both feet flat on the floor. I want you to close your eyes and then take a deep breath, picturing that deep breath starting at your big toe, slowly pulling it all the way up through your body and blow it straight through the phone at me and give me a minute to focus. Oh, interesting. Amanda, have you had any tingling in your arms and stuff like that lately? Any like numbness?
Yeah.
You know how they go numb sometimes? Have you woken up with that or had any of that going on recently?
Yeah, my fingers and my arms.
Yeah, so your grandma wants me to tell you what that is, and because they're trying to help you work through some stuff right now. So what's going on is because I can feel like it feels like you're supposed to be really busy right now, but they've got you feeling like almost numb, like tired, almost not tired, but having to, like you said, having to be here right now, be
Yeah.
still. And there's a reason for that. And the reason is right now on Earth, you've heard me say many times that we are switching from the third dimension to the fifth dimension, right? So there is a lot of non-physical entities and beings, guides, angels, loved ones, think people, entities like that, okay? That are very much trying to help us by sending as much light as they possibly can into our beings. Our entire bodies have been saturated in a lot of toxicity in the old third dimensional world. Are you still with me? You're following me? Hello?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hello?
I can hear you now. Okay, so if you can imagine that we've got all this toxicity in us right now, okay? And so these higher vibrational beings are sending down mass amounts of white light. And now you understand the chakras, right? So that white light comes in here through your
Yeah.
crown chakra. So a lot of people, as soon as it comes in, it's meant to come in and clear out the energies, right? Sorry, Steph said something. So that's awesome. Your grandfather's birthday, November. Sorry, I just saw that. Anyway, that's awesome stuff. So the light comes down through our crown chakras. And so some people have been processing that with headaches and stuff like that to start with. And you probably went through that a few months back because as this white light energy comes in, it's got to clear out anything that has anywhere we have blockages. So it comes in through here, goes down through our third eye, through our throat chakra. Remember a few weeks ago, we were talking about you having to speak your piece. That's when it cleared out your throat chakra. Now it's made its way down into your heart chakra and it's trying to clear out the heart chakra. And as these energies come through our being, when they come through so strongly the way they're coming through right now, as it goes through the different areas, like for example, when it starts going through your crown chakra, you might get headaches. When it comes through your throat chakra, we might get a throat infection. As it comes down through our heart chakra, we get tingling and numbing in our arms and extremities and things like that. And then you will experience a emotion kind of like what you're experiencing right now. And the reason for that is because that energy is trying to clear out any of that leftover stagnant toxic energy that has been residing in your heart chakra that maybe you weren't even aware that was there. If you are experiencing the tingling, then that means that it's working. It's leaving your body. That light is forcing its way through.
It's really funny because when you're explaining it, it's exactly how it happened, because I was getting headaches, and I was getting headaches for like a week at a time.
Yeah.
Like I'd get a headache for a week, and I was like, what is this? I've never had this before. And then those finally went away, and then I had like a sore throat for about a week.
Yep.
And then this time, it's so funny.
That's what it's doing.
Yeah.
I'm getting goosebumps as you're saying this, because what's going on is that Kundalini light is making its way through your body. And so what you need to do right now is, so life, what it'll do when you're ready to process whatever that stagnant emotion is that you've been carrying around for a while, then what life will do is it will kind of clear your schedule a little bit. So like right now, you're supposed to, usually you'd be a lot busier than you are right now. You're kind of like
I
withdrawn.
literally took off yesterday and today.
See?
I took off work because I was like, I just need
Don't
to
know
chill.
what's going on. And that's what's going on, because
Yeah.
it's time to deal with that emotion. So what that means is some time ago, you experienced an emotion that you didn't know how to process or deal with. So you stuffed it down and locked it up. And now it's time to bring that up and unlock it, look at it, deal with it, and get rid of it. So that's why you need to clear some time in your day for the next couple of days, or some space in your day for the next couple of days, is because the way that you work through that is by asking yourself questions. Questions are literally the key to getting out of any problem. I don't care what problem you're in. If you ask the right questions, you will make your way out of it. If you sit down and bitch and complain and moan about how stuck you are, you're going to stay stuck. So if you can start asking the questions like, so for example, that numb kind of feeling is a bit of an alone feeling. There's something about a relationship there. There's some perspective on leaving an old relationship that you need to change. And I just heard you need to do a cord cutting spell. So there's somebody that you're still giving love and emotion to that doesn't deserve it. And that is preventing you from moving forward to receiving love and emotion from somebody who can give you what you need. Does that make sense?
Yes. That makes perfect sense, as always.
She's so with you right now. She said she's taken out all the gemstones. I don't know if you've been working with gems and doing like I can feel some like aura cleansing and things like that going on right now. And she's saying, just keep doing that. You're doing exactly what you need to do. And sometimes when we feel like what you feel right now, you've been doing all this work on moving forward, cleaning out old energies and getting ourselves on the right path. And then this boom, numb feeling hits us, or this weird feeling like what you're feeling right now, a little bit stagnant energy. And you're like, what the heck? I was doing so good. I just don't understand. And if you interpret that as being stuck, then you stay stuck. If you interpret that as, and my sister's, she's probably laughing as she's listening to this because she does my schedule, right? She does all the bookings and stuff. So sometimes what'll happen is when we're doing the bookings, she'll like, for example, this week will be completely wide open. There's nothing booked for this week. And then the week after and the week after that are booked solid. And she'll be like, that's so weird. And it's not weird. I'll be like, you know what? It means God's got something planned. Something's going to happen. And sure enough, it happens. So every time something comes in to fill that time spot. So if you can understand that this feeling of being kind of stagnant or stuck is happening to inspire you to do the work that you need to do to clear out those stagnant emotions that you didn't do in the past, not because you didn't want to, but because you didn't know how to. Now you have the tools to do them. Use your crystals, use candles, look up how to do cord cutting. And I just did this myself on Monday because I'm in a similar vibration. That's why it's so easy for me to read this one. And I'm telling you, it's part of the reason I woke up feeling so good today, because I'm free. That's how it feels. And when you have emptied your cup of anything that is not working for you, then you have all sorts of room for what is. It's kind of like when your phone gets full of, like my iPhone was just full of, I had no storage left on it. I couldn't even take a picture. It's so frustrating. So I went through and cleaned it all out, and it's like, woohoo, now I got all this room, fill it up again. I got like more than 8,000 pictures on my phone. But you get what I'm saying, right? You have
I do.
So much room
the
for
same
all
thing happened to me the other day.
Pardon?
My phone was full. My phone was so full, I didn't have any room for pictures.
See, that's what I'm saying. You and I are going through a very similar vibration, and
Yeah.
this is how the universe talks to you. It lets you know that you're full. You got to make room for what you want in, because you're doing the same thing as me. I would really like someone to love. Hello, could you please send me someone to love, someone that'll love me the way that I want to be loved, not somebody who's going to love me the way that that person did or the way that I experienced in the past, but the good stuff. Send me the good stuff. And God's going, you're full. You're full. You got all that stuck energy in there. So you got to get rid of that. So he literally sends you the message of being full, like an iPhone being too full.
Yeah.
That's literally how the universe speaks to you synchronistically throughout your day. You will start to get messages like that. It's not just a coincidence. Well, it is a coincidence. Cooperative incidences lining you up with what you've asked for. So get excited because you're going to feel so much better. It's been like months since I curled my hair and it's like not working for me. It's like crazy. You see what it does? Poof. It used to curl better than this, but not now. It's just like out of control. But I had the energy to try. So this is what comes after letting go of that toxicity.
Awesome.
Then she
It's been weird because.
Sorry?
Go ahead.
No, you go ahead
I
first.
said, yeah, no. No, yeah, I agree. Like, it's been weird. It's just like, I definitely felt like I knew what I was doing. And it was all like good. And then I felt this weird kind of numb was a good way to explain it. Because it's not per se bad. It's just like, still, it's weird.
But good. I know I was confused too. So
Yeah.
I asked God to show me what was going on. I've been asking him for a couple of months I thought, like, what is going on? Everything's tingly and stuff. And it was severe for me. I had some severe blockage there. And I almost went to a medical doctor. And anybody that knows me knows that I don't do that because anyway, I don't usually do that, right?
Yeah.
Let's say I don't trust that industry. And then, so I started asking the questions, God, why is this happening? And what can I do to eliminate this from happening? What can I do to make that go away? What can I do to feel healthy again, to get a good night's sleep again? And then I started getting the information about the light that's coming in and going through our chakras. And as soon as I put it all together, I was like, oh my gosh, that's exactly. So, and it's amazing to me how many other people out there are going through the same thing recently.
Yeah.
There's an enormous amount of light coming into the world right now. So your grandma just went to your little guy. I know she always does. She always references him, but she showed me his tooth and she put a bow tie on him. What is this? Did he lose a tooth? Is he like 7?
He's 7, yeah.
Did he lose a tooth or did he get a loose tooth recently?
He lost like 8 almost all at the same time. So his teeth are coming back now. Finally.
Maybe
he's been toothless for a while.
Maybe that's what she showed me because she's like, talk about the tooth, talk about our tooth. He's so cute. And then she gave him a little bow tie.
He does like wearing bow ties. He tries to wear them with everything. Yeah.
He's 7 and he wears bow ties?
Yeah, he had one for my mom's wedding like a while ago. And now he'll randomly, if he goes and gets dressed by himself, usually on like a weekend, he'll like throw a bow tie on. He's like, look at me, I'm so handsome. I'm like, yes, you are.
That is so awesome. Because you can't make that stuff up. There's no way I could know that. She knows that. I thought she was like, I'm like, what are you dressing him up for pictures or something? She's like, I didn't show you pictures, did I? And I'm like, I don't know why you're dressing him up. That's so funny.
Yeah, he'll put on like a t-shirt and a bow tie. And I'm like, alrighty, no problem. You look handsome.
Please know she's with you. She loves you very much, that this too shall pass. These 2 days you have booked off, use them wisely. And on the other side of this, you're going to feel like you just shed a skin and you're in a brand new body.
I was probably going to book tomorrow off too. I'm just like, I can tell I needed it. There was like nothing wrong. It's just, I felt like I needed to be still today.
She
And
showed me
yesterday.
the bubble
It's
bath
different.
as well. I feel like I saw a shower meditation, which you must have seen recently because I felt you doing a shower meditation. And then I see a bubble bath.
Yeah. I don't do baths. My son does, but I usually do it like special for him after he has a bad day. Like he'll have like a snack and a bubble bath and he'll be happy.
I think she's telling you to do the bubble bath, sweetie.
Oh,
I think she's telling
okay.
you to do a bubble bath. You know why? She's like showing me putting your head under the water and like just listening to nothing but the sound of just being underwater. There's something magical about water. We're all made up of water. The entire world is made up of water. So when you immerse yourself completely under the water as much as possible, just leave your face and nose out. The meditation, if you can meditate like that, I'm telling you, that is a whole nother level of meditation because you're operating within that water. So it's interesting. I do that usually once a year or so. Haven't done it in a long time. But as I started pulling back from that energy, I saw candles, I saw incense, and I saw a bubble bath and a bubble bath meditation.
Okay.
Interesting. Try that. Can't hurt.
I will. Yeah, I'll try that.
Please know that they love you very much. Your grandfather is there, even if she didn't let him do very much talking. He's still there. And they're really excited about what's coming up. They're really excited that you were. Here's the thing. She's really excited that you took time off this time, that it didn't take everything blowing up for you to go, okay, fine, I'm going to take time off. You felt that impulse and you went, okay, I'm going to go with it. And you just did. That is improvement.
Absolutely. Yeah, I think I usually would have just sucked it up and like, no, I just gotta keep going. I just gotta keep going. Ignore it. It's fine.
And life
No,
would
I
have just
can-
made it tenser and tenser and
Yeah.
tenser until you did what you needed to do. So if we
Well,
can
like,
learn,
it's not like a bad feeling right now. And I was like, I'm gonna make it into something bad if I don't just pay attention.
that's exactly it. That's exactly it. It's literally the oatmeal principle. I tell my kids this all the time. It's the oatmeal principle. So what I mean by that is that if you have a bowl of oatmeal, you eat a bowl of oatmeal and then you leave that bowl on the counter. It's going to be really crusty and hard to clean, right? Take you 20 minutes to get that oatmeal out of that dish. But if you have a bowl of oatmeal and then you rinse it under the hot water as soon as you're done eating it, whoosh, comes out no problem. Takes 2 seconds, right?
Yeah.
It's one of those things in life that if you deal with it when you get the impulse to deal with it, then it's easy to clean. If you wait for it to build up and get caked on there, you still have to clean it, but it's going to take a lot longer and a lot more muscle grease.
Yes.
This is what you did, and that's why the universe gave you the symbol of your iPhone is full. The storage is full. Storage is full. And it's like me, she just said it had showed you that message for a while. You dealt with it for like a week before you finally said, okay, fine.
I started like deleting apps. Yeah, I started deleting apps. So I was like, I just don't want to deal with it. It's fine.
Yeah, you did exactly what I did. Exactly. We didn't want to deal with it. That is so freaking funny. But you know what? The second that you did, it's like, so it's kind of like this. Now, as soon as you see that message and you put it together with, okay, I got to clear out my storage here, then whoosh, it all flows just the same way as your phone opened up again as soon as you did that.
Yeah.
Oh, they love you so much, hon. They're pulling their energy back. I hope that was helpful.
It was, as always.
Awesome. Okay, Zena, I think I just read for you last week, actually. Possibly. Did I not? Was it just on Saturday?
Sunday.
Yes. So
Yeah.
I'm not going to do a whole nother reading here today, but I will pick a card for you if you have a question. Do you have a question? You're the one with the cute baby, aren't you?
Yeah.
I can feel her. Okay, sorry. Question.
Kind of. Well, like just about. Well, I have court, but I was gonna wait till next week because it's not till the 27th.
Court?
Yeah, for my daughter to get her back.
Okay, here we go. Let's see what's going on here. Feels very good, I gotta be honest, as I'm shuffling these cards. I heard a couple of things, and this just fell out. That's your cup runneth over, soulmate card. Oh, this is looking good, but let's do the connection exercise first, okay?
Okay.
Let me get my stones. All right, so both feet flat on the floor. I want you to close your eyes, and I want you to take a deep breath, picturing that deep breath starting at your big toe, slowly pulling it all the way up through your body, and then blow it directly towards me and give me a minute to focus. So is this like a 3 or 4-year-old child that we're talking about here?
No, she's 9.
So it's not the baby. I'm
No,
correct.
not the
This
baby.
is an older child that I'm seeing for sure. Okay. Because I know that you have that baby girl. So when you said about getting my daughter back, I'm like, okay, this is an older child. Hold on. It feels really good, though. I'll be honest with you. It feels like this has been a long struggle and that you're at the end of this struggle. It feels like that there has been a lot of changes that have been required from you. And it's one of those situations where they're like, jump through this hoop, jump through this hoop, jump through this hoop. And you've jumped through every hoop that you can possibly jump through. And it's like at the end of this journey. Do you understand that?
Yeah, they had her for like a few years. Well, coming on a few years now.
Yeah. Okay, hold on. My cards have a way of letting me know when they're done being shuffled. And when we get a situation like this, I'm not taking the chance of getting the wrong card. Show me what's going on with this. There it is. Past judgment. So that doesn't surprise me that judgment comes out in the past, because that's that card of being judged. Literally, if they're taking your kids, that's the symbol of being like judged, and they have to judge you in order to take them from you, right? Present. You see this card? This means anxiety, worry, fear, being stuck in your head. But this is actually a good sign, hun, because do you see the bed or underneath of her? She's in like a nice bed. It's not raggedy. She's actually in a good place, but she's just stuck in her head. This is, remember when I said it feels like it's been a long journey? This is what I'm seeing. The other thing about this is the 9 of Swords is like, whoops, the 9 is like at the end of the journey, right? We're not talking like the 2 or the 3 at the beginning. We're at the end. That's in the present. What you desire, victory in a public way, you want this just over. What you expect, here we go, your cup runneth over. This is really good because in my experience, we get what our expectations are, right? So your expectations are that your cup will runneth over and that love will win at the end of the day. Unexpected unknown factors, you got a doctor, a lawyer, a professional, somebody that's sticking up for you here.
No, I didn't know if I should get one or not because I don't know if they are.
Yes, you need one. Unexpected unknown factors, you need one. You know why? Because there's some trickery, deception. You need to plan a strategy here that is going to be able to take you out of this situation. The outcome card, you have the Chariot. Now the Chariot is literal success. This is we win, but it is also the car of the tarot. It drives things forward in a new direction. This feels stuck and stagnant because it feels like you need somebody here that's going to fight for you. But the thing is, you have to be able to. So there's 2 ways that you can look at this. You can look at this as, woohoo, God, I know you're sending me somebody that's going to help me with this, and I can't wait. Thank you for sending me the right person. Or you can be like, you could approach it from that perspective. Or you can be like, I have to find the right person, and you can like buckle down in a feeling of I'm scared or I'm lost, or that kind of negative energy and a feeling of like being desperate. Do you know what I mean? if you get excited knowing that this person is being sent your way, you just don't know when or how or whatnot, but you know they're coming your way and that this is the eventual outcome, then they're not going to be able to trick you out of anything here. I do feel a possible trickery though. I just want to see one thing. Hold on. There, see, when I say what's the trickery about, at the bottom of the deck, we have the Two of Swords. The Two of Swords is a card of indecision or not being able to see, feeling a little bit in the dark about something and being in the dark about choices that I have to make. That's the decision on whether or not I should get one or not, right? And I think that if you make your choice based on fear of not being able to afford it or anything like that, then they win. They will be able to trick you. But if you trust God and you say, okay, God, you know how to send me the person I need and for the right price, like line me up, and you get excited, this card speeds up the pace of the rest of the cards.
Okay.
This makes it happen sooner rather than later. I
Okay.
think that this has been delayed because of your indecision.
Yeah, I really did put it off, but I was like, because I was scared, right? Like I was like, oh, they're gonna say this in court or whatever. Like I was unsure how it was gonna go, and I'm still unsure because they still gotta serve me like their responses, and they said something about a lawyer, but then I asked for help from like a legal person, and he told me to wait until court to see if they have lawyers first
Yeah.
or
Because you don't,
whatever they serve me.
you know what? So
Hmm?
that's what one lawyer said to you. Now, have you asked God?
No, not yet.
See, you start with him and then you go to man. Okay. Here's the thing.
Okay.
I have needed a camera and a microphone for freaking ever. Go back and look at my videos. You can tell. And so I've been praying for it for a little while, and I wasn't planning on getting it yesterday. I just happened to be in the right place at the right time to get exactly what I needed. Even though I don't know the first thing about cameras or microphones, this is working so much better than anything I've ever had before. If you go to God first, he will line you up with the people that if they can't give you what you need, they will direct you where you need or take you to where you need. There will always be another piece of the puzzle. But this part of the world that we're in right now is about detaching from the old dimension, third dimension of self, of physical, of man, and attaching, connecting to the fifth dimension of non-physical, which is all of our non-physical loved ones and our guides, our spirit guides, our angels, all of those people, and God. When you ask them for help and you connect to them and you put your faith in them and you don't worry about it, it ripples through the world like magic, and they just bring you whatever it is that you need.
Okay then.
So don't worry about this. I'm just gonna shuffle these one more time and I just want to change the question a little bit and see what happens. Look at, I love this. The bottom of the deck, you have cycle. This cycle is ending, but you have to do things differently this time than you did before, which means you have to make choices based on love for yourself and your daughter, not fear. Because when
Yeah.
we make choices based on fear, everything blows up in our face.
Yeah.
So if Zena gets this lawyer, Lord, will you send Zena the lawyer that she needs? Will you send her exactly the lawyer that she needs to end this burden? You're at the end of this cycle. See, I think they needed you to feel burdened. They needed you to feel like this was bigger than you, because if you feel like it's not bigger than you, then you're going to try and do it yourself. And if you try to do it yourself, then they can come in and manipulate you and scare you and bully you, and then you run away. So this had to be feel bigger than you so that you could go, it inspires you to go for help. Now, when they try to do their little booga 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 boo, then guess what? That doesn't scare you because you got this big bad lawyer here with you. Let me see if I'm right. I have a feeling. The lawyer card just popped out again. Sorry. I think that's exactly what it means because we got the burden stuff and then that lawyer card popped out again. Yep. It's exactly what this is, hon. So you get the death card. The death does not mean death. It means transformation. It means completely changing things around. The death of the old, the beginning of the new. And then you have the Ace of Swords, which is unstoppable. It is cutting
Okay.
through all obstacles. It is a truth being revealed. It is you being able to find your communication, find your voice, and communication coming in. So when you decide to go looking, God will absolutely, because what I asked was, is he going to send you a lawyer? And he said, first he had to make you really tired.
Mm-hmm.
Then he had to make you willing to get you willing to transform. Now he's helping you find your truth
Okay.
and speak your truth so that nobody can ever do this to you again. And you
Mm-hmm.
will never do this to yourself again.
Yeah. Okay.
I wish you so much luck, hon. I can't wait to see where this leads. And just so you know, on the bottom of the deck, you have the 6 of Pentacles. So that means that the money to pay for this lawyer is not a worry either. So don't put that into your obstacle category. You don't need to create yourself obstacles because God will provide that too.
Okay, yeah, because I have real lots of like old lawyer fees from the past.
Don't worry about that. Just tell God to take care of it, and he will.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
Can't wait to see what happens because those are magic words talking. When you say stuff like that, they're like, oh yeah, challenge accepted.
Okay.
Oh, they're pulling their energy back. I hope that was helpful.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. All right, you guys, I'm going to let it go. And Steph, thank you for typing that and letting me know. I knew that your grandma was saying it was the birthday coming up, the end of October and the beginning of November. So that's hilarious that it really is.
Yeah, I was talking with my dad and he's like, well, it's his birthday on the 1st and it was their anniversary yesterday. So I was
There
like,
you
oh,
go.
you jumpins.
See, they know what they're talking about. I don't always know what the heck they're talking about or what it means, but I know when they're that like specific, I gotta trust it.
Yeah.
It's too funny. All right, you guys have a great rest of your day. I will see you on Saturday.
You too.
Okay,
Bye.
bye.
Bye. Thank you.